Hey, what's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully the mic's a little better today. Yesterday, having some issues with some technical issues, I guess. But yeah, the mic should be a little bit better today, a little bit crisper. Can't hear the background noise as much. But yeah, hopefully y'all had a good day trading yesterday. Looks like it actually took off a nice little bit for us. So if you got into that trade, nice job. But yeah, let's head on over and check out the trade, and then we'll get into the battle box, kind of get it set up, and yes, see what happens. So first off, we'll check out that trade. There we go. So we got. We're doing the live around like right here somewhere, and then about 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock is when we got this breakup right here. First off, we got the breakout right here, and we did close on the 15. So technically, we were watching for that 5-minute pullback, but as you can see, it broke down again. Not all the way, but it broke down, came back up, and then this is where we would have got it in right here on this retest of the 24-hour volume area high that we were talking about on the stream yesterday. And then we broke up, continued up. You would have got about 2 to 1 if you were into it the whole time. But yeah, I believe our levels were close to that. Let me see if I can find the chat and we'll check it out. Yeah. All right. So our levels. We had 111.7, so it's like right here somewhere. So if you took that one, you'd have made about a 1 to 1. And then the next level we had was 113.638, which would be way up here, and obviously didn't go that high. But I'm sure there's something in the middle I could have been watching for. But anywho, if you got into that, nice job. Especially if you held it the whole time. Either way, you could have been watching for that 111.7 area, and you would have made a decent amount of money. Put $100 on, make $100. That's if you had your stop out, as far as I do. You could have really pulled it up to here, technically, and then even on that move to 11.7, you would have made it almost 3 to 1. So depends on how you trade, but if you got into that, nice job. Yeah, let's check out what the battle box has to say today, though. See if we can get any more trades for today. So we'll head on over to the GPT, and first thing we always do, click on it. Let's make a market review, and you can just send in the screenshots that you know it needs and stuff, and tell it you want a DMR, and it will make one for you. But really, for the live stream, it makes it easier if we can kind of see what we're doing, so people can see what we need to get. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off these lines here that I have on my charts. So the morning ones and then the 24-hour ones. Just go ahead and turn them all off. Close them down. If you don't know how to get to this, it's my bad. If you don't know how to get to the object tree over here that I use all the time for the different levels, it's just over here on the side. You go down to where there's like 2 boxes stacked on top of each other. Click on that. If you hover over them too, it'll say object tree and data window. Click on that, and then you can make your own groups, and anything you have on your chart will actually be right here. Do be careful though, because wherever these kind of lines are, and like right above it possibly, are different indicators. Like you can see the MACD, RSI, Stoch, they're all on here. And if I deleted them out of here, they would actually delete off my chart. See, I can turn them on and off too. But anyways, so we got those off. We'll go ahead and start with a 4-hour screenshot. So auto set the chart, auto set all of them. Boom. And then we'll do Windows key Shift and S and take a little screenshot of our first chart here, 4-hour. Then we'll head to 1 hour, do the same thing. A little screenshot. Oh, I'm gonna have to go take that 4-hour one again because it did not put it on the GPT. Okay, so we got those on there. 15 minutes, the next one. And the last one is going to be the 5-minute. So we'll just grab a screenshot, throw it in there. And you can see we got all of our screenshots lined up here. It actually goes 1 hour, 4 hour, 15, then 5. But it doesn't matter. The GPT can actually tell just by like quote unquote looking at the images here. The next thing we're going to do is the FRBP levels. We'll head back to the chart. We're going to go over to the cross and then go down 4, and that'll be click the little arrow there, and then the fixed range volume profile is kind of what we're looking for. We'll do some 1 hour, and we're going to go back to 7 the previous day, so 26 at 7 to today at 7. And that's going to be our 24-hour levels. So first off, before I start getting those levels, I'm going to go here and I'm going to type into the thing FRVP levels. There we go. And then I'm going to do 24 volume area high. I'm going to control and volume area low. And I'm going to do the morning ones as well. So I'm going to say morning. And then I'm just going to copy and paste the volume area high, EOC, and volume area low. And let's get that on another line. There we go. Now all I need to do is grab them from my chart and put them right into here, into their corresponding levels. So we're going to start off with the 24-hour. So I'll head back to the trading view. And I'm going to grab my lines, put them back on here, the 24-hour ones. So there they are. Red's always your volume area high, yellow is your POC, and blue is your volume area low. And then you just make sure they're nice and lined up. Once you're happy with them, click on them, go to settings, and grab them right out of there. And then we'll go to trading view and we'll just input them right on the volume area high. And then we'll do POC next. Oops. POC next. And the volume area low last. Alright, sweet. So you got all of those in there. If you want to come through and put some commas in there, but not necessary. And then we'll do the morning ones. So head back to trading view. We're going to close our 24-hour ones and open up our morning ones. And then we're going to take this line on that was on 7 for the previous day, and we're going to move that to 3 o'clock today. So if you don't know where to look for that, it's going to be down here on the bottom. You can see this little, well, now it's blue, but normally it's gray when you're not hovering over it. And you can see all the time changes right there on the right. We're just looking for whenever it says 7 and the date is the, well, 7 before, and then now it's going to be 3 o'clock today, which is, today's the 27th. Sweet. So once we got those on there, we'll grab the same thing. So red's the volume area high, yellow is POC, and blue is the volume area low. And we'll zoom in, throw it on there, and boom. So we got our lines in there. Same thing, we'll copy and paste them into the GPT. Volume area high first. And then we will grab the POC. And the volume area low. Sweet. And then the last thing, oh, actually not the last thing yet. We're going to grab two more things. So I'm going to type 30-minute, oops, let's actually type 30-minute candle there. And then I'm going to say high. And then next line is going to be low. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 30-minute chart on TradingView. So we'll go to the 30-minute, and then we're going to go to the 7:30, and that candle at 7:30 right here, that's going to be the one we're looking at. So the high and the low are both going to be under where it says Kabroda on my screen, but the high for today is going to be 111.325. 325, and the low for that day is going to be 110.962. Sweet. So we got all of our levels on there now. And our chart is starting to kind of fill out a little bit. So you can see all our different levels on there. And then now what we're going to do is go and grab our news events. So we'll go to cryptograph.com. Go to cryptograph.com. And we're just going to go to today's date, 27th, and just grab a screenshot of the news events for today. There's actually only one for today, so not anything super interesting. That's today's news event if you're interested. So we got everything on there now. If you, yeah, nothing really. You can get weekly FRBPs, but that's all we're gonna do for today. So we'll just grab those. Yep, and we'll just hit send. And see what GPT says about today. There's the news event. I was on the wrong screen. There you go. Okay. So it looks like you've never seen one of these before. Got the different time frames, different levels here, trade possibilities, news section, and then execution. Basically things to watch out for in your execution. And then different levels you can take. We'll start out with that time frames though, so I'm going to head on over to TradingView and we'll kind of go through those time frames together. Street Maker is saying that the higher time frames are not giving us a lot for a bigger push up. Looking for a quick short moves. We're above the 15-minute 200 EMA for a bullish flag to break out to the target of 13,200, which I believe is close to that level that we were talking about earlier. I think it was like 13.3 or something. Might have been 13.6, but that seems kind of far. But yeah, so we'll kind of check it out. 4 hour is first. So for the 4 hour, the Battle Box is saying BTC trades are just under declining EMAs. Notably, all of them. It says notably the 50, 100, and 200, but it is under all of them, and they were all lined up bearishly. So that is one thing to look out for. Momentum is improving slightly, but overall is still in a corrective downtrend structure. The MACD histogram is flattening, and RSI is climbing out of oversold. So we got MACD flattening. It's going up, but not a lot. And then RSI is oversold zone. So yep, we got RSI kind of down here. It looks like it's getting ready to curl and possibly continue us up on an up run. And then stochages are showing that we're actually going to go down. However, as you've probably heard me say on this channel before, stochages are not the best indicator on the longer time frames. Let's see what else do we see. So I'd agree with its assessment. Overall, we do have a somewhat of a flag forming here. I'm sure it's a little better on the smaller time frames. But we'll head on to the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, the Battle Box is saying that price consolidation after a sharp flush lower reclaim attempt under the short-term EMAs. Volume is sending into compression, small bullish divergence forming on the RSI. Bullish divergence, interesting. So I still can't actually do anything with my RSI for some reason. I really don't know why I can't. Alright, there we go. Now it's working. Sorry. I got a little distracted there. Okay, so we're saying we got bullish divergence, which bullish is always on the bottom if you're looking for bullish divergence. I believe it said bullish. Let's recheck. Yep, bullish divergence. But where is the question? Yeah, I'm not seeing any bullish divergence. So if you're new to trading in general, we do, if you're looking more macro scale, we do have a, we do have this kind of thing here. So you can see the spike down right here. And then we continue down even farther, but the RSI is actually going up. So that would be bullish divergence right there. Pretty classic example actually of bullish divergence. But I don't see any after that. So like if you kind of look at it after that, we got price on an uptrend, and you got the MACD on an or the RSI on an uptrend. Sorry. So not anything I'd be super excited about. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, stream makers. It's that I still don't remember what we were gonna call it, but for sake of a better name for calling it, that's where that printer was that we were talking about. Uh, yeah, that printer. So you can see the spike down. We got the RSI mega spike there. Um, Technically, in theory, it would show us the bottom there, and then it gave us some major bullish div, which would show that printer. And then we're kind of looking for that. We do need to kind of break up above here at some point. That's kind of the level area that I would be worried about breaking above. We'll make this a green area. So yeah, we need to break above that 112, 500 area for this pattern that we're talking about to take effect. So if you ever see that pattern, you got a breakdown here, and then a farther spike down, and then it needs to reclaim here, and then possibly what it normally does. And this doesn't always happen, but what it typically will do is you'll see the spike, then you have it come up, spikes down even lower, breaks the right up here, and then it comes down again, and then takes off, which would kind of create that head and shoulders pattern. But yeah, it's really a reversal pattern whenever you see this spike and then a spike lower, and you get the bullish div right here, where you got that spike lower here, and you can't see that, it's behind my thing. Get that spike lower right there. Get that spike lower, and then it kind of slowly goes up, whereas this one spiked and then spiked even lower than that right here. Get rid of these lines. So yeah, I'd be looking for this level possibly today, but eventually soon. If we don't end up breaking this level, this pattern is kind of iffy on whether it's actually going to play out or not. We'll head on to the 15-minute next. So for the 15-minute, the battle box is saying we're grinding higher inside the compression wedge supported by the 110.8k shell. So 110.8k. Interesting. Okay, so it's saying we're kind of making something like this. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a weird way to say it. That's a wedge. I would say it's more like something like this. Possibly even something there. But either way, we're creating a somewhat of a flag wedge type pattern, going over after a pump up. So looking more like a continuation, and if that plays out, we'll be looking at around 1400, 141k, or maybe we'll make it to that like 13.6. I think it was we were talking about earlier. So that'd be a level to aim for, and that would get us above our level that we were talking about, that 112.5k level. So the other thing that the battle box is saying is volume is decreasing on each push. Signs of stall under the morning volume area high. So that'd be our 11.3k area. And you can see that we've kind of come up and just rammed into that a couple different times. The next thing is the execution levels are forming tightly aligned with the FRVP value. Excuse me. So I'm not sure 100% what it means by that, but I'm assuming that it's saying that when we break out or in breakout, it's saying that resistance is right there. So once you flip that volume area high type level, that'll be what we're looking for, that breakthrough and retest of, to get into it, trade upwards. And then 2 is the 5-minute. So for the 5-minute, we almost have like a little micro flag forming here. We're kind of trying to break above that 200. Hopefully we'll be holding that. We got microstructure shop near 111.2k, so essentially this area kind of right here. And then we got support at 1095k to 11k, so that is oh, it must be 100 or 950. That's probably what it means by 1095k. So around the PSC and 24-hour volume area high levels. Yeah, so got some decent support under the price action right here, and decent resistance really too, because we're kind of just ramming into it over and over again. That I'd say for right now, my thoughts are more leaning a little more bullish towards continuing up higher, trying to break above that level. The longer time frames for sure say that. Yeah, the question's more of are we going to continue kind of going sideways or pull back a little bit before we end up going up there, or are we going to break down, I guess, and kind of break out this pattern and keep going down. As of right now, the patterns are holding though, so we are looking good for that. We got the different trade stuff. We won't look at that because we're about to do the battle plan here. So the news event is really low, nothing super exciting. For confirmation for direction trades, yeah. So yeah, we had nothing really else on the daily market recap. So we'll just build our battle plan. Cannot type today. Let's build a battle plan. All right. So the first bullish trade that we're talking about is looking at that 111.3k range. So right around that volume area high. We're looking for a and that's actually the 30-minute high too. So we're actually getting a decent amount of resistance right there. We're looking for that 15-minute close and then a retest at the 5-minute, with the also the hold, I guess, of the 5-minute. And then we'll be looking for a trade right there, taking it up. The first level we're going to be looking for is that 111.7 area that we were talking about yesterday. That'll be our first sign of resistance, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw that on my chart right now. So we'll 111.7 area, and I'm going to actually make my line stashed. So 1 sec. All right. So we got our two targets here. We got our 111.7 area and then our 112.500 area. Well, 400, 500. That's kind of what it was talking about on the battle plan. So those are our two targets. And then our final target would be that 1,300, 600 range. So somewhere right up in here. And that'd be the stretch target, I guess. So if we're really looking for it to continue, more than likely though, I'd kind of just, if I was looking at a position, I'd trade it up to here. So make like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, depending on how. I mean, if you really went tight, you could get more, but it's better. Honestly, it'd even be better to have it out here under the 21 here on the 15, or 200. Sorry, on the 15. But we are waiting for that breakout retest and then continuation upwards for that trade. So yeah, that would be our first trade. Let me go ahead and close that out. And then the next trade we're looking at, so we'll go back to the GPT. Our next trade is going to be a bearish breakdown. So if we break that 110,800 level or the morning volume area low, then we need to break it 15-minute and then a retest on the 5-minute. We're going to looking at a target of 110.80. Oh yeah, because we're going down. That makes more sense. My bad. We're looking for that 110.80, which is right around the 24-hour POC. And then the next level would be that 109.550, which should be around the volume very low. So if we go to the chart, kind of see it a little better. So we got, if we get that breakdown right below this volume very low right here, and then we'll continue down, and this will be our first level of resistance, and then this second purple line will be our second level of resistance that we're kind of looking at. The next trade is just kind of a chop, so if you're more of an advanced trader, you can check that one out. I'm not gonna say it out loud because it is a little bit more advanced scalps kind of thing. Again, this is not financial advice anyways, just for education purpose only. If you are looking to make some financial decisions, just make sure you contact a trusted financial advisor. Alright, so we got our different levels here. Enemy fire zones, our volatility watch, and then we got compression in progress. Expect expansion within the 4 to 6 hours. So yeah, we're looking for a breakout here. Is that the what are those called? The moving averages are compressing here. Taxi execution notes. We got primary bias. So right now we're neutral. I would say leaning more bearish, neutral, but we are neutral until we get that break of either the volume area high here, or we get the break of the volume area low, and so we're going to continue lower. But for now, I'd say we're leaning more on that bearish side, looking for that breakout on the upside. So the normal volume is wait for the 15-minute close beyond the triggered retest. Yeah, so really nothing exciting until we get that breakout either way. Kind of similar as most days, I guess, but we're looking for that breakout. Could be a little bit before we get it. Kind of just watching for that fake out maybe. Could get a fake out to the downside and then a break back up and then come back through and break upwards instead of downwards. So kind of just watch around for it, see what's happening. Like I said, I'm looking more for that bullish side, but I also wouldn't be against trading to the downside. So it's kind of just wait and kind of see what the market tells us to do, because we are just trading the TA, so we need to follow whatever the TA says. But yeah, that's really it for the live stream. If y'all wanted to check out that trade that we took yesterday, or just kind of like figure out a little bit more about how the battle box worked yesterday and kind of what we were looking at, go ahead and check out our daily recap that should be coming out at 10 o'clock today. If you want the levels from the live stream, we'll be posting those on X here pretty soon. And then we will be live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if y'all are interested in checking this out again, go ahead, make sure you subscribe and get that bell notification on. That way you won't ever miss one of our lives. We will be live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 o'clock. So hope to see y'all tomorrow. But yeah, happy trading today, and good luck with the markets. I will see you next time. Bye.